California is a land of staggering diversity and immense scale, representing the third largest state in the United States by land area and the most populous by a significant margin. Stretching nearly 900 miles along the Pacific coast of North America, its geography is a kaleidoscopic collection of natural wonders that range from the mist-shrouded redwood forests of the north to the sun-baked, arid stretches of the Mojave Desert in the south. The state is often divided into northern and southern regions, each possessing a distinct cultural and environmental identity. At its heart lies the Central Valley, a massive agricultural powerhouse that provides a substantial portion of the nation's produce. This fertile basin is flanked by the rugged coast ranges to the west and the majestic Sierra Nevada mountains to the east, which house some of the highest peaks in the contiguous United States, including Mount Whitney. California is world famous for its Golden State moniker, a title that reflects both the history of the 1848 gold rush and the golden hues of its sun-drenched hills and beaches. It is a global hub for the entertainment industry, with Hollywood serving as the epicenter of film and television production for over a century. Beyond the glitz of Los Angeles, the state is celebrated for its pioneering role in technology and innovation, with Silicon Valley in the San Francisco Bay Area being home to the world's most influential tech giants. The climate is predominantly Mediterranean, characterized by warm, dry summers and mild, wet winters, though this varies wildly across its 12 distinct geographic regions. You can find yourself skiing on the snowy slopes of Lake Tahoe in the morning and walking through the desert heat of Death Valley by the afternoon. This environmental variety has fostered a unique lifestyle centered on the outdoors, health, and a forward-thinking social atmosphere. People are drawn to California not just for its economic opportunities, but for its legendary natural landmarks, such as the sheer granite cliffs of Yosemite National Park and the iconic silhouette of the Golden Gate Bridge. Its fame is further solidified by its culinary influence, leading the farm-to-table movement and hosting world-class vineyards in the Napa and Sonoma valleys. Politically and socially, California often acts as a laboratory for new ideas, frequently setting trends in environmental policy, civil rights, and cultural shifts that eventually sweep across the rest of the world. Its sheer size means it functions almost like a sovereign nation, boasting the fifth largest economy in the world if it were a separate country. Whether it is the surf culture of the southern coast, the bohemian spirit of San Francisco, or the quiet majesty of the high Sierras, California offers a sense of endless possibility. This overview merely scratches the surface of a state that is as complex as it is beautiful, serving as a magnet for dreamers, immigrants, and travelers from every corner of the globe for centuries. Its borders encompass a world of their own, making it one of the most significant and recognizable places on the planet as we move through the year 2026. The history and heritage of California are as layered and dramatic as its physical terrain, beginning thousands of years ago with a vast and diverse population of indigenous peoples. Before European contact, California was one of the most densely populated and linguistically diverse areas in North America, with hundreds of tribes such as the Chumash, Ohlone, and Tongva thriving through sophisticated land management and maritime trade. The first European exploration began in the mid-16th century when Spanish explorers like Juan Rodriguez Cabrillo sailed along the coast, though it took another 200 years for Spain to begin permanent settlement. This era was defined by the mission system, established by Junipero Serra starting in 1769, a chain of 21 missions from San Diego to Sonoma, was built to convert Native Americans and secure the territory for the Spanish crown. These missions, which still stand as historic sites today, formed the backbone of the state's early colonial infrastructure and introduced European agriculture, though they also brought devastating disease and social upheaval to the indigenous populations. In 1821, Mexico won its independence from Spain, and California became a Mexican province. This period saw the rise of the Californios, a wealthy class of cattle ranchers who lived on vast land grants known as ranches. The culture of the Mexican era, with its focus on hospitality, horsemanship, and festive gatherings, remains a core part of California's heritage, particularly in the South. The trajectory of the state changed forever in 1848, just as the Mexican-American War was ending with the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, ceding California to the United States. Only days before the treaty was signed, gold was discovered at Sutter's Mill in Coloma. The resulting gold rush of 1849 triggered one of the largest mass migrations in human history, as hundreds of thousands of 49ers arrived from across the globe, including China, Europe, and South America. This influx of people transformed sleepy villages like San Francisco into bustling international metropolises overnight and accelerated California's path to statehood, which it achieved in 1850. The wealth generated by the gold rush funded the construction of the Transcontinental Railroad, completed in 1869, which physically linked California to the rest of the nation and brought a new wave of industrial and agricultural growth. The early 20th century saw another boom with the discovery of oil in the Los Angeles basin and the birth of the motion picture industry. Filmmakers fled the restrictive patents of the East Coast for the reliable sunshine of Hollywood, turning a small agricultural community into the global capital of entertainment. During World War II, California's heritage was further shaped by its role as a massive defense hub, with shipyards in Richmond and aircraft factories in Long Beach, drawing millions of workers and diversifying the population. Post-war California became the birthplace of the modern tech revolution in the late 1960s, as Robert Noyce and Gordon Moore founded Intel, paving the way for Silicon Valley to become the world's innovation engine. Today, California's heritage is preserved in its diverse historic districts, from the Victorian painted Ladies of San Francisco to the Spanish colonial revival architecture of Santa Barbara and the historic forts like Presidio of San Francisco and Fort Ross. The state's history is a relentless cycle of reinvention, defined by a spirit of risk-taking and a belief in the California dream that continues to evolve. In 2026. Major attractions and landmarks in California are so numerous that they define the very image of the American West, spread across iconic cities and breathtaking natural reserves. San Francisco is perhaps the most visually distinct city, centered around the majestic Golden Gate Bridge. This Art Deco masterpiece, painted in international orange, is a must-see landmark that can be experienced by walking or cycling across its span for views of the San Francisco Bay and the distant Farallon Islands. Nearby, the haunting ruins of Alcatraz Island, the former federal prison that once held Al Capone, offer a deep dive into the state's criminal history through immersive audio tours of the cell blocks. The city's cultural heart can be found in Golden Gate Park, which is larger than New York's Central Park and contains the DeYoung Museum and the California Academy of Sciences. Traveling south along the coast leads to the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk and the historic Monterey Bay Aquarium, which is a global leader in ocean conservation, located on the site of an old sardine cannery on Cannery Row. Los Angeles, the City of Angels, is dominated by landmarks of the entertainment world. The Griffith Observatory, perched on the slopes of Mount Hollywood, provides a stunning vantage point of the iconic Hollywood sign and the sprawling urban basin below. The Hollywood Walk of Fame and the TCL Chinese Theater represent the heritage of the silver screen, while the Getty Center offers world-class art and architecture on a hill overlooking the city. For family entertainment, Anaheim is home to the original Disneyland Resort, a cultural phenomenon that has defined the theme park experience since 1955. Further south, San Diego is famous for its massive Balboa Park, a 1,200-acre cultural oasis featuring Spanish Renaissance architecture and the world-renowned San Diego Zoo, which is a pioneer in cageless naturalistic exhibits. The city's maritime heritage is on display at the USS Midway Museum, a retired aircraft carrier docked in the harbor. Beyond the urban centers, California's landmarks are carved by nature. Yosemite National Park in the Sierra Nevada is home to the sheer granite wall of El Capitan and the towering Yosemite Falls, which is one of the tallest waterfalls in the world. Joshua Tree National Park, where the Mojave and Colorado deserts meet, is famous for its twisted, bristled trees and surreal rock formations that look like a prehistoric landscape. In the north, the Redwood National and State Parks house the world's tallest living trees, some of which have stood for over 2,000 years. For those interested in religious and historic architecture, the chain of Spanish missions, particularly Mission San Juan Capistrano and Mission Santa Barbara, known as the Queen of the Missions, offer a look at the state's colonial roots. The state also boasts impressive modern landmarks like the Salesforce Tower in San Francisco and the Walt Disney Concert Hall in Los Angeles. Designed by Frank Gehry, whether you are exploring the rugged cliffs of Big Sur along Highway 1 or the mid-century modern architecture of Palm Springs, California's attractions offer a mix of historical depth, technological wonder, and natural grandeur that is unmatched anywhere else in the world as of 2026. The culture and traditions of California are characterized by a profound spirit of innovation, a relaxed social atmosphere, and a rich tapestry of multicultural influences that have coalesced over centuries to create a unique California lifestyle. This culture is defined by a deep connection to the outdoors, a focus on health and wellness, and a relentless drive toward the future, whether in technology, social progress, or the arts. One of the most prominent cultural traditions is the state's world-famous surf culture, particularly in Southern California coastal towns like Huntington Beach and Malibu. This is more than just a sport. It is a philosophy that influences everything from fashion and music to the local hang-loose attitude and the preservation of coastal environments. In contrast, Northern California, specifically the San Francisco Bay Area, is the global epicenter of tech culture, where a tradition of disruptive thinking has shaped the modern digital age. Here, the traditions are centered around intellectual exchange, startup hacker culture, and a long-standing history of social activism, dating back to the Beat generation of the 1950s and the hippie movement of the 1960s in Haight-Ashbury. This counterculture heritage continues to influence California's progressive policies and its role as a leader in environmentalism and civil rights. Festivals play a massive role in the state's cultural calendar, reflecting its immense diversity. The Coachella Valley Music and Arts Festival is a modern cultural phenomenon that attracts hundreds of thousands of people, setting global trends in music and fashion. For those interested in the arts, the Monterey Jazz Festival stands as one of the longest-running and most prestigious jazz events in the world. California's multiculturalism is most vividly displayed in celebrations like the Chino Lunar Festival, the massive Tet Festival in Little Saigon, and the colorful Dia de los Muertos parades in Los Angeles' Olvera Street and San Francisco's Mission District. These events honor the heritage of the state's massive Asian and Latino populations through traditional dance, intricate costumes, and communal altars. Traditional clothing in California often mirrors its geography. The athleisure trend, characterized by high-quality yoga wear and casual outdoor gear, reflects the active, sun-drenched lifestyle of the coast and the valleys. Meanwhile, the high-fashion influence of Hollywood ensures that red carpet glam remains a distinct, albeit exclusive, tradition during the award season, featuring the Oscars and the Golden Globes. Music is woven into the very fabric of California, from the Bakersfield sound in country music to the birth of West Coast hip-hop and the sun-soaked melodies of 1960s surf rock. Dance is equally diverse, ranging from the prestigious San Francisco Ballet to the vibrant street dance cultures of Los Angeles and the traditional indigenous dances preserved by the many sovereign tribal nations within the state. Etiquette in California is generally informal compared to the East Coast or Europe. People often use first names immediately, and dress codes for many high-end restaurants remain California casual, prioritizing comfort and individual expression. This openness extends to the state's social traditions, such as the weekly farmers markets, which serve as vital community gathering spots where locals prioritize seasonal, locally grown produce and artisanal crafts. The tradition of the California Dream persists in 2026, manifesting as a collective belief that anyone, regardless of their background, can reinvent themselves and achieve success through creativity and hard work. Whether it is the quiet, meditative tradition of exploring the redwood cathedrals or the high-energy celebrations of San Diego's Comic-Con, California's culture is a dynamic, ever-evolving force that continues to shape global perceptions of the American West. The culinary landscape of California is perhaps the most diverse and influential in the United States, defined by a farm-to-table philosophy that leverages the state's status as an agricultural powerhouse. Central to this food culture is the emphasis on fresh, seasonal, and locally sourced ingredients, a movement pioneered by chefs like Alice Waters in the 1970s. One cannot discuss California cuisine without mentioning the iconic Mission Burrito, which originated in San Francisco's Mission District. These massive, foil-wrapped treasures are stuffed with rice, beans, meat, salsa, and guacamole, representing a distinct evolution of traditional Mexican fare. Conversely, in the South, the California burrito is a San Diego staple, famously replacing rice and beans with crispy French fries, reflecting the state's love for hearty, surf-inspired comfort food. Seafood plays a starring role along the coast, most notably in the form of cioppino, a rich tomato-based fish stew invented by Italian immigrants on the wharves of San Francisco. For a truly historic taste, visitors seek out the legendary sourdough bread of the Bay Area, which utilizes a specific wild yeast strain that thrives in the local foggy climate, giving it a flavor profile that cannot be replicated elsewhere. Los Angeles is a global hub for street food, where the elotero carts serve grilled corn slathered in mayonnaise, chili powder, and cotija cheese. And the Danger Dog, a bacon-wrapped hot dog grilled with onions and peppers, is a late-night rite of passage. The city is also the birthplace of the Korean-Mexican fusion movement, popularized by Kogi BQ, which serves short-rib tacos that perfectly encapsulate the city's melting pot identity. For a more formal dining experience, California is home to an incredible concentration of Michelin-starred restaurants, particularly in the Napa Valley, where world-class wines are paired with innovative dishes that highlight the bounty of the surrounding vineyards. Traditional dishes like the Cobb salad and the French dip sandwich both trace their origins back to Los Angeles restaurants in the early 20th century, proving the state's long history of culinary invention. In-N-Out Burger remains a cultural touchstone, a family-owned chain that has achieved cult status for its simple, high-quality menu and secret animal-style options. Beyond these famous names, the state is dotted with vibrant food markets like the Ferry Building, Marketplace in San Francisco, and Grand Central Market in Los Angeles, where tourists and locals alike can sample everything from artisanal cheeses and oysters to pupusas and ramen. The Central Valley contributes its own traditions, such as the Santa Maria-style tri-tip, a bottom sirloin steak seasoned simply with salt, pepper, and garlic salt, then grilled over red oak wood. This tradition dates back to the mid-19th century ranching era and remains a cornerstone of California barbecue. As we move through 2026, the state continues to lead in food innovation, with a massive surge in plant-based and sustainable dining options that cater to the health-conscious population. From the avocado toast that became a global breakfast phenomenon to the sophisticated wine-tasting rooms of Santa Barbara, California's food and cuisine offer an endless journey of flavor that reflects its rich immigrant history, its fertile soil, and its avant-garde spirit. It is a place where you can find the world's best sushi in a little Tokyo strip mall and the finest farm-pressed olive oil in a quiet grove in Paso Robles, making it a premier destination for any traveler with a passion for gastronomy. Experiences in California are as varied as its landscapes, offering everything from high-octane entertainment to serene nature-based activities that cater to every type of traveler. Walking tours are an exceptional way to engage with the state's urban history, particularly in San Francisco, where the Barbary Coast Trail leads visitors through the remnants of the Gold Rush era, the historic waterfront, and the winding alleys of the oldest Chinatown in North America. In Los Angeles, the Hollywood Walk of Fame and the surrounding historic theaters provide a window into the golden age of cinema, while guided architecture tours in Palm Springs showcase the world's highest concentration of mid-century modern design. For those who love the thrill of high-end shopping, Rodeo Drive in Beverly Hills remains the ultimate destination for luxury retail, where the experience of window shopping is as much about the glamour and the exotic cars as it is about the designer brands. For a more eclectic shopping experience, Abbot Kinney Boulevard in Venice Beach offers a mix of high-end boutiques, art galleries, and cool lifestyle brands set against a backdrop of colorful murals and street performers. Family activities are a cornerstone of the California experience, headlined by the original Disneyland Resort in Anaheim, which continues to evolve with immersive worlds like Star Wars, Galaxy's Edge. Universal Studios Hollywood offers a unique hybrid of a working movie studio tour and a world-class theme park, while San Diego provides educational and awe-inspiring encounters at the San Diego Zoo and the Safari Park in Escondido. For outdoor enthusiasts, the experiences are limitless. Taking a scenic drive along Highway 1 through Big Sur is often cited as one of the best road trips in the world, offering dramatic views of the Pacific Ocean crashing against rugged cliffs. Whale-watching tours from Monterey Bay or the Santa Barbara Channel provide close-up views of migrating gray and blue whales, especially during the winter and spring months. Nightlife in California is legendary and diverse, ranging from the historic rock clubs of the Sunset Strip like the Whiskey A Go to the sophisticated rooftop bars of downtown Los Angeles that offer panoramic city views. San Diego's Gaslamp Quarter is a premier entertainment district, featuring 16 blocks of Victorian-era buildings filled with restaurants, nightclubs, and theaters. For a more relaxed evening, the California lifestyle often involves beach bonfires in designated areas like Dockweiler Beach, or enjoying a sunset picnic at the Hollywood Bowl during a summer concert. The state also offers unique cultural experiences like visiting the Getty Center, which combines world-class art with stunning gardens and modern architecture, or exploring the living roof at the California Academy of Sciences. Shopping for local crafts is best done at the many weekend artisan markets, such as the Rose Bowl Flea Market in Pasadena, which is a treasure trove for vintage clothing, furniture, and unique California memorabilia. For those looking for a mix of education and fun, the Monterey Bay Aquarium provides an immersive look at marine life through its massive kelp forest tanks and sea otter exhibits. Whether you are taking a cable car ride over the steep hills of San Francisco, hiking to the back of the Hollywood sign, or tasting the latest vintage in a sun-drenched Sonoma vineyard, California offers a depth of experience that ensures no two visits are ever the same. In 2026, the state remains a place where doing is just as important as seeing, encouraging travelers to engage with the environment, the history, and the vibrant local communities that make the Golden State so unique. The natural landscape of California is perhaps its most enduring legacy, offering a geological and biological diversity that is unparalleled within a single state. From the towering granite cathedrals of the Sierra Nevada to the surreal sun-scorched basins of the Mojave Desert, the state's outdoor spots are not merely destinations, but immersive experiences that define the Californian identity. At the heart of this natural splendor is Yosemite National Park, a place of such profound beauty that it helped spark the global modern conservation movement. Visitors in 2026 will find that while the iconic views of El Capitan and Half Dome remain timeless, the experience of visiting has evolved with new luxury glamping options like Under Canvas Yosemite and the modernized outbound Yosemite resorts, which allow travelers to stay in comfort while remaining deeply connected to the wilderness. The park's massive waterfalls, particularly Yosemite Falls, are a sight to behold in the late spring as the snowpack melts. Though the majesty of the ancient giant sequoia groves in Mariposa Grove offers a quieter, more meditative connection to nature year-round. Further north, the Redwood National and State Parks protect the world's tallest living organisms. Walking through these prehistoric forests feels like stepping back millions of years, with the mist from the Pacific Ocean often clinging to the massive trunks of trees that predate the Roman Empire. The Fern Canyon Trail, with its 50-foot walls draped in emerald greenery, provides one of the most unique hiking experiences in the state. Along the coast, the legendary Highway 1 provides access to the rugged soul of California at Big Sur. This stretch of coastline is defined by the Bixby Creek Bridge and the ethereal Midway Falls, which drops directly onto a pristine beach. The experience here is about the journey as much as the destination, with countless turnouts offering viewpoints where one can watch the Pacific breakers crash against jagged cliffs while California condors soar overhead. Moving south, the environment shifts dramatically into the arid beauty of Joshua Tree National Park. In 2026, this park remains a pilgrimage site for rock climbers and stargazers alike, famous for its twisted, bristled Joshua trees and the massive monzonite boulders that look like they were piled by giants. The park is especially vibrant during a superbloom year when the desert floor is carpeted in wildflowers, a phenomenon that draws thousands of photographers. For those who prefer the alpine environment, Lake Tahoe offers a crystal-clear mountain escape that transitions seamlessly from a world-class ski destination in the winter to a haven for kayaking and hiking in the summer. Emerald Bay, with its tiny Fannette Island, is arguably one of the most photographed spots in the state. In the extreme southeast, Death Valley National Park offers a landscape of superlatives. It is the hottest, driest, and lowest place in North America. Landmarks like the salt flats of Badwater Basin and the colorful hills of Artists Drive showcase a harsh but hauntingly beautiful side of nature. For a coastal day trip near the major cities, Catalina Island, accessible by ferry from Long Beach or Dana Point, offers a Mediterranean-style escape where visitors can snorkel in kelp forests or seek out the island's famous resident bison. The Channel Islands National Park, often called the Galapagos of North America, provides a more rugged island experience for those looking to hike in isolation and see endemic species like the island fox. In the palm-fringed desert near Palm Springs, the year 2026 sees the opening of the DSRT Surf Resort, adding a high-tech surf park experience to the traditional desert landscape. Whether it is the volcanic majesty of Mount Shasta in the far north or the rolling golden hills of the Central Coast, California's nature is a vast, interconnected playground that continues to inspire awe and a sense of endless discovery. Navigating a state as vast as California requires a strategic approach to transportation, as the experience varies wildly between the dense urban centers and the sprawling wilderness. While California has historically been synonymous with car culture, the year 2026 marks a period of significant transition in how people move through the Golden State. For most travelers, renting a car remains the most practical way to explore, especially for those planning legendary road trips along the Pacific Coast Highway or visiting national parks like Yosemite and Joshua Tree. However, driving in California comes with a new set of rules in 2026 that visitors must be aware of to ensure safety and avoid steep fines. New state laws have significantly reduced speed limits in school zones, sometimes as low as 15 miles per hour, to protect pedestrians and the expansion of this slow down, move over law now requires drivers to change lanes or significantly reduce speed for any stationary vehicle with flashing hazard lights on the highway. Additionally, new pilot programs for automated speed detection in highway work zones have been implemented, making it more important than ever to adhere strictly to posted limits. Within the major cities, public transit is becoming an increasingly viable and popular alternative. San Francisco remains the most transit-friendly city, where the iconic cable cars offer a historic way to climb the steep hills, while the BART and Muni systems provide comprehensive coverage of the Bay Area. The Clipper card is the essential tool here, offering seamless, contactless payment across nearly all regional transit agencies. In Los Angeles, the often maligned metro system has undergone a massive expansion in preparation for upcoming global sporting events, including the 2026 FIFA World Cup. The D-Line extension and the improved connectivity to the Los Angeles International Airport have made it easier than ever to traverse the city without a car. Though rideshare services like Uber and Lyft remain staples for late-night travel or reaching areas not yet served by rail. For those traveling between Southern California and Las Vegas, the construction of the Brightline W. Of interest in 2026, promising future travel times at just 2 hours, though for now, the journey is still made by car or plane. The California High-Speed Rail Project also continues its construction in the Central Valley, representing the future of the state's infrastructure. For a more scenic intercity experience, the Amtrak Pacific Surfliner is highly recommended. It runs from San Luis Obispo through Santa Barbara and Los Angeles down to San Diego, offering breathtaking ocean views that are inaccessible by car. In beach communities like Santa Monica and San Diego, e-scooters and bike-sharing programs are ubiquitous, providing a fun and efficient way to navigate the boardwalks and waterfront districts. For those flying into the state, the major hubs of LAX, SFO, and San Diego International are well connected to their respective city centers by shuttles and light rail. Though many savvy travelers are increasingly using secondary airports like Burbank or Oakland to avoid the crowds. Tourist passes, such as the Go City Pass, often include transportation options or discounts on tours, making them a valuable investment for those planning an intensive itinerary. Whether you are navigating the intricate highway, interchanges of the 4-level in Los Angeles, or taking a ferry across the San Francisco Bay, the transportation network of California is a complex but manageable system that, with a bit of planning, allows you to witness the full breadth of the state's diversity. Shopping in California is an experience that spans from the height of global luxury to the cutting edge of counterculture, reflecting the state's status as a leader in fashion, technology, and lifestyle trends. In 2026, the retail landscape has been further enriched by several major developments that combine shopping with immersive entertainment. Los Angeles remains a global fashion capital, centered on the legendary Rodeo Drive in Beverly Hills. Here, shopping is a spectator sport, where the world's most prestigious brands house their flagship stores and architectural masterpieces. And the street itself serves as a runway for luxury cars and celebrity sightings. For a more communal and uniquely Californian outdoor shopping experience, the Grove and the adjacent Original Farmers Market offer a blend of high-end retail, dining, and historic charm, complete with a double-decker trolley and a choreographed dancing fountain. South Coast Plaza in Orange County continues to be one of the highest-grossing shopping centers in the world, offering an unparalleled concentration of designer boutiques under one roof. In San Francisco, the shopping heart beats in Union Square, where historic department stores like Macy's and Neiman Marcus are surrounded by luxury boutiques, and the entrance to the world-famous Chinatown, where one can find everything from fine jade jewelry to quirky souvenirs. For those seeking the cool and the independent, Abbot Kinney Boulevard in Venice Beach is often cited as the coolest block in America, featuring a mix of local designers, high-end lifestyle brands, and artisanal coffee shops. The year 2026 brings new destinations like West Harbor at the Port of Los Angeles in San Pedro, a massive waterfront district that combines retail with a 6,200-seat amphitheater and dining. In Anaheim, the first phase of Vibe has opened, creating a massive entertainment and shopping hub near the Honda Center. For those looking for a truly unique souvenir, California offers a wealth of local crafts. In the north, redwood burl carvings and artisanal cheeses from the Marin County coast are popular choices, while Southern California is the place to buy authentic surf gear or Hollywood memorabilia. Wine lovers naturally gravitate toward the tasting rooms of Napa, Sonoma, and Paso Robles to ship home world-class vintages. The year 2026 also marks the centennial of the historic Route 66, sparking a surge in mother, road-themed souvenirs, and retro-inspired merchandise. At stops from San Bernardino to the Santa Monica Pier, tech enthusiasts often make a pilgrimage to the Apple Park Visitor Center in Cupertino for exclusive Apple-branded merchandise found nowhere else. For vintage and thrift lovers, the 8-Ashbury district of San Francisco and the Meadows Avenue Shopping District of Los Angeles remain the ultimate destination, offering a treasure trove of clothing that spans decades of California's cultural history. The Mission District in San Francisco provides a more avant-garde shopping experience, with independent bookstores like City Lights and shops selling locally made artisan goods. Massive outlet malls, such as the Citadel outlets in Los Angeles or the Desert Hills Premium outlets near Palm Springs, offer a more budget-friendly way to shop for major American brands. Whether you are browsing for a one-of-a-kind piece of art in a Laguna Beach gallery or picking up the latest tech gadget in Silicon Valley, shopping in California is as much about the environment and the lifestyle as it is about the products themselves, providing a tangible way to take a piece of the Golden State home with you in 2026. Planning a trip to California in 2026 requires a nuanced understanding of its vast geography, shifting climate, and evolving local regulations to ensure a seamless experience. The best time to visit remains the shoulder seasons of spring from March to May and fall from September to November. During spring, the state is transformed by vibrant wildflower blooms, and the desert parks like Joshua Tree and Death Valley are at their most hospitable before the intense summer heat. Fall is equally spectacular, particularly in the wine regions of Napa and Sonoma during the grape harvest, and it offers the clearest skies in San Francisco, which is often shrouded in fog during the summer months. However, if your visit coincides with the major sporting milestones of 2026, such as Super Bowl 60 in Santa Clara in February, or the FIFA World Cup matches in Los Angeles and the Bay Area during the summer, you must book accommodations and transportation many months in advance due to the unprecedented influx of global visitors. Safety is a paramount consideration, particularly regarding the environment. Travelers should be aware that wildfire season typically peaks between July and October. It is essential to download apps like CAL FIRE and monitor the Air Quality Index, AQ, if you plan on hiking or visiting national parks. In urban centers, while generally safe, tourists should practice standard city awareness, especially regarding smash and grab thefts from parked cars. The rule of thumb in California is to never leave any bags or valuables visible inside a vehicle, even for a short duration. When exploring the coastline, always heed warning signs about rip currents and sneaker waves, as the Pacific Ocean is notoriously cold and powerful. In terms of local laws, California continues to lead the way in environmental and social legislation. In 2026, the state has strengthened its plastic bag ban, effectively eliminating the thicker, reusable plastic film bags previously found at checkouts. So bringing your own durable tote bag is highly encouraged. New automated speed detection systems have also been implemented in highway work zones to protect workers, making it vital for drivers to strictly adhere to posted speed limits to avoid hefty fines. For pet owners traveling with cats, be aware of the 2026 statewide ban on non-therapeutic cat declawing, reflecting the state's strong stance on animal welfare. The dress code across California is famously California casual, prioritizing comfort and functionality. However, the most important advice for any traveler is to dress in layers. The temperature can fluctuate by 30 degrees or more between the sun-drenched coast and the breezy hills or desert nights. A lightweight jacket or sweater is a necessity even in midsummer, especially in San Francisco, where the maritime layer can bring a sudden, damp chill. By staying informed about these practicalities, from the centennial celebrations of Route 66 to the latest health and safety protocols, visitors can focus on the incredible diversity and spirit that make the Golden State a premier destination in 22.6. In summary, California stands in 2026 as a land of unparalleled contrast and constant reinvention. A place where the echoes of the historic gold rush meet the cutting-edge innovations of a digital future. Over the course of this exploration, we have seen how the state's geography, alone spanning from the mist-drenched redwood cathedrals of the north to the sun-scorched salt flats of Death Valley, offers a world of experience within a single border. Its history is a narrative of restless ambition, built by indigenous peoples, Spanish missionaries, Mexican rancheros, and waves of global immigrants who all contributed to the California dream. This dream is manifested today in the state's cultural dominance. From the global reach of Hollywood's storytelling to the technological breakthroughs of Silicon Valley that continue to reshape how the world communicates. The year 2026 is a landmark moment for the state, serving as a global stage for Super Bowl 60 and the FIFA World Cup, while also looking back at a century of American road culture through the Route 66 Centennial. Visitors are treated to a culinary scene that is both a leader in global fusion and a pioneer of the farm-to-table movement, ensuring that whether you are eating a street taco in Los Angeles or a Michelin-starred meal in the Napa Valley, the ingredients are as fresh as the ideas that birthed them. The major landmarks, from the architectural icon of the Golden Gate Bridge to the natural majesty of Yosemite's granite cliffs, remain bucket list destinations that never lose their power to inspire awe. Beyond the famous sights, the true essence of California lies in its spirit of openness and its commitment to the future. Seen in its progressive environmental policies, its diverse and inclusive festivals, and its relentless pursuit of the next big idea. It is a state that encourages exploration, whether you are hiking the rugged trails of the High Sierra, surfing the legendary breaks of the Pacific, or getting lost in the immersive art of Meow Wolf in Los Angeles. As a travel destination, it offers something for every soul: the tranquility of ancient forests, the thrill of world-class theme parks, and the sophisticated charm of its coastal cities. To visit California is to witness a civilization in a state of permanent evolution, a place that is as much a state of mind as it is a geographic location. As we move forward into 2026 and beyond, the Golden State remains a beacon for the adventurous and the creative, a place where the horizon always seems to promise something new. Whether it is your first visit or your 20th, California invites you to participate in its ongoing story, offering a wealth of memories and experiences that define the very best of the American West and the global spirit of discovery.